So I pointed to Eva and it said, "Don't trip over what's behind you." Hey there, welcome back to Brandon's Journey. This is Brandon DeVere. Thank you as always for tuning in and sharing your time with me. I do appreciate that. And today is a special day. Episode 100. So anyways, that's not, but I did want to acknowledge it, that it was episode 100. I thought about, should it be something super special and awesome and try and figure something out. The answer is no. It's just another episode, in the, whether or not you want to call it the grind. Sorry about the hair there. Whether you want to call it the grind or whatever. But, I listened to Gary Vee this morning, and, it just reminded me about the content and the type of content that I put out, and how it's not flashy. It's more raw, unfinished, and not super produced. Just trying to give you guys the idea of kind of, who I am and what it is that I'm trying to do. But the way that I typically go about building and creating my content is, it's not a super long thought process. It's daily. It keeps me in the moment, where each day I can go out and find something that may inspire or intrigue or get me excited about. And so the last few days, it's been a little tough to try and figure out exactly what it is to talk about. What's going on. And we had the Super Bowl. There's something from that I want to talk about, but I'll wait for a different episode. But today I went out on a walk, listened to Gary Vee, and after seeing, over the weekend, Eva and I were walking through the store, and I look up and I see the back of this guy's sweatshirt, and it says, "Don't trip over what's behind you." And I was like, it's deep, but not at the same time. It's not as deep as we're typically used to hearing, people try to say, don't worry about the past and things that happened in the past, and and learn from them and all that stuff. But just that simple phrase really hit home with me for a lot of things, especially the things that the transition that I'm having now through another brokerage, and trying to figure out I have to pick out the positives along the journey in order to continue to build. And listening to Gary Vee today, he was kind of saying that same kind of thing, and talking, getting back to perfectionism and all this pressure that everyone's putting on themselves over and over again, just to be the best. And then they think about what they did. Tomorrow, I can't look back and say, "Oh man, guess what? My hair was messed up because I wore a goofy hat and used a horn to celebrate my 100th episode," which is, not, in some cases it's a big deal, some cases it's not. It's not. I don't have millions of subscribers and ads and all this stuff going on, but it is a testament to commitment and consistency. Although I had a gap in that consistency, I can't look back. I can't trip over the lack of consistency. There was a reason for it. There was a reason for that lack of consistency during that time. It wasn't that I was being lazy about it. It was, I didn't feel good about where I was at that moment. So now I feel good. I feel great, actually. And if you're not following Gary Vee and you're curating content or you're not creating content, it doesn't matter. Today's episode was awesome. Essentially just talking about, we not only not tripping about stuff in the past, but making sure that we are moving forward and not really caring. I struggle with this because I don't want to care what people think, but I do sometimes, right? I want the right people to care what I want to think about. I want to care about what the right people think. Sorry, butchered that a little bit, and the reason being is that I just don't want to go out there and be a jerk to everybody and be like, "Oh, this is me. I do whatever I want," because I do think that there's give and take in relationships. Relationships are a huge deal to me. I have friends that I've known. I'm 43. I've had friends that I've known my entire life that were still very close. I have a number of friends back home that I can call at any moment, and I'm very proud of that. And it's not by accident, and it's not easy either. So I do care what those friends think, and I do enjoy those friendships. But for somebody to come on and has no idea what I'm working on and comment in a negative way, that's fine. They're not my people. And I think I've told the story before where I got a negative review in my book, and I was like, "Oh man," I saw it. I was like, "Oh man, I poured my heart, soul, and sweat and tears into this book, putting it together, and it went out, and somebody gave me a bad review, and for about 5 minutes I was upset because they were my words. It was tough. It was hard. And then I go, you know what? Those aren't my people. That's not my person. It doesn't matter. Not everyone's going to like you. Gary Vee today was talking about 99.5% of people aren't even going to know you exist. So why do we care what those people may think of what we do or not? So, and also like the thing that came to me while, not tripping over what's behind you is that even these episodes, like I've done just a couple speaking engagements, and these episodes and podcasts that I've been on, interviews that I've been on, I never watch them, because I will be that person that goes back and like, oh man, I should have said this, I should have said that, and so it's easier said than done. Like, yeah, hey, forget about what happened in the past. The past is the past. Move forward. But it's still, I have things from years ago that will pop into my head and be like, oh my God, why did you say that? Or why did you do that? But at the same time, as quickly as it comes in, I have to work on like getting it out. It doesn't matter anymore. So it's interesting. Like I said, I look for inspiration each day to find out where can somebody give me some ideas for some things. And the last few days, like during the Super Bowl, I heard something that I was like, oh man, that's great. I want to do that. And then, after having a few days of like, man, I'm not really seeing anything that's really catching my eye today. And then boom, boom, boom. Now I want to talk about it all. But it's difficult to do, especially in my, like my template, my style of podcast is where I'm not trying to cover 10 different topics. I'm trying to cover one, maybe two. I guess this kind of turns into two because it's the guy's Sweatshirt and Gary Vee, but they both kind of tie into one. But again, it goes to what I said the other day about just get going, and don't wait for perfection. And also full disclosure, part of me waited until today. So we're in Tuesday today. I think I had an episode on Friday. So I want to share this because I'm not saying the stuff that I preach, don't take for a second that I'm perfect at any of it. I'm not claiming to be perfect at any of it. That's why this is a journey. This is me working on myself and my business and my family and my relationships all through this, while documenting it for people to see. So it's not just some finely polished thing where I get to go up on stage and be like, I'm amazing and you guys suck. And that's what I see a lot of, and it makes it can be a little bit frustrating at sometimes when people receive that message and aren't excited about it. So what I'm trying to say is that I was literally, I was like, man, it's going to be 100th episode. I should do something great for it. Okay, but it doesn't really matter. Like after I blow the horn and take the hat off, like it's just another episode. So I am celebrating myself for getting to 100 episodes, but at the same time, like I was on my walk today and I walked in the house. I was like, all right, go upstairs. We're gonna start recording this. And then I go, oh wait, why don't I go to the dollar store and get a horn? And I went in, got the horn, came back out, and I was like, you know what? I should have a party hat. So went back in, got a party hat, and just did that, just for some fun. But anyways, I hope everyone out there can get that message that I was able to receive over the weekend of, don't trip on what's behind you. Keep moving forward, keep working on yourself, and whatever it is that you want to do, and it just, like I said, just keep working on it. So I will see you on the next one. Have a great one.